Let's take a few minutes to work through this 3.1 to 3.3 quiz review. I will probably do this in 2 parts or maybe more, so make sure you're looking for other videos for the other parts. So number 1 and 2, solve each system by graphing. Number 1 is set up very nicely because both lines are already in slope-intercept form, and so we can go ahead and graph those. I'll graph the first one in this blue color, and so we start with the -4. That is our y-intercept. And then from that -4, we use the slope, which is -2/3, which we can think of as -2/3, or we could think of as 2/3, either way. So we could think with this one down to right 3, well, that takes us off our graph. It'd probably be around right there. But we can then use this form. So that would be up 2 and left 3. And that's going to work out a little bit better for us, although we still don't have a lot of, because this one ends up being off the graph as well. But we can graph that line. And then let's graph the other one in red. Our y-intercept, we start with our y-intercept at 2, and our slope is 4/3. So we can go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 3, also off our graph. So also remember, we could also think of this as a negative over negative, because that's still equal to +4/3. So we could go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and left 3. Puts us right here at this intersection. And so you must write the solution. Don't just graph it. Write what the solution is. And the solution is the point -3, -2. All right, moving to our next one. This one, the lines are not in slope-intercept form, so we need to get them in slope-intercept form. So we'll do this one in green. So we get 2x minus y equals -1. We will subtract 2x from both sides, which gives us -y equals -2x minus 1. And then dividing everything by -1, because we want positive y, not negative y. So y equals 2x plus 1. Let's go ahead and graph that while we're at it. So we have our y-intercept of 1 and our slope of 2, which we can think of as 2/1. So up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, or down 2, left 1. And it's going to be that line right there. And let's do this one. This yellowish color, we have 2x minus y equals 2. So we are going to subtract 2x from both sides, which gives us -y equals -2x plus 2. And once again, we have to divide both sides by -1, so we have a positive y on the left side. Y equals 2x minus 2. We have a y-intercept of -2 and a slope of 2/1. So up 2/1. And actually, by what we learned in the past, we would have known these are parallel, because we learned that if two lines have the same slope, they're going to be parallel. And so what's the solution? Well, they don't ever intersect, so there's no solution. All right, moving on to solving by substitution. Solving by substitution, in number 3, we want to determine which is the best variable to solve for: the first x, the first y, the second x, or the second y. And the first y is the easiest to solve for because it has a coefficient of 1. And so we're going to solve this for y. We would subtract 3x from both sides. So subtracting 3x from both sides, we get y equals -3x plus 1. And now we can use the idea of substitution, where we will take negative 3x plus 1 and put it in for y, since it's equal to y. Just going to put that in there. So we have negative 5x minus 4 times negative 3x plus 1 equals negative 18. Now we're just solving what's called a linear equation. We can distribute negative 5x minus 12x, plus 12x, because a negative 4 times a positive, or negative 3 is a positive 12x, minus 4 equals negative 18. We have some like terms here. Negative 5x plus 12x is 7x minus 4 equals negative 18. Add 4 to both sides. 7x equals negative 14, so x is equal to negative 2. We are not finished. We also have to find y, so what we do is we plug this back into here. And we have y equals negative 3 times negative 2 plus 1. So y equals 6 plus 1, which is 7. And again, make sure you write your answer as an ordered pair. Number 4, we have a few options for what we could solve for. I'm going to actually say, since we're doing substitution again, say this is going to be the easier x, the second x to solve for, just because it doesn't have a negative with it. So let's go ahead and subtract 5y from both sides. And so we have x equals negative 5y minus 12. And what we can do is we can take this, it's equal to x, and plug it in for x into the other equation. So we have negative. And instead of having x, we're going to have negative 5y minus 12 minus 7y equals 14. Distribute that negative. 5y plus 12 minus 7y is equal to 14. Add the like terms. Oops, not 15, 14. We will subtract 12 from both sides, which gives us negative 2y equals 2. Dividing both sides by negative 2, we get y is negative 1. And once we get that, we can plug that back in. And we're going to have x equals negative 5 times y, which was negative 1, minus 12. So x equals 5 minus 12. X equals negative 7. And we write our answer as an ordered pair. Remember, the way we can check this is plug our answer back into the originals, and it should make both of them true. So I'm going to cut this video here and make another one for the next few questions.